Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and I'm back in my flat, so sound quality should be better than before, and thank you for bearing with me. Now, thank you also to the people who have sent in solutions to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy Sudoku Hunt, this month's Patreon reward, and we have been deluged. Simon has been manfully reading out lists and lists of people, and I'm going to add to those he's mentioned already today by congratulating Klaus Kirchberg, Peter Rothwell, Christian Bitterwolf, Tyler Hinman, Joel Henry, Eric Peterson, Matt McCurry, Amanda O'Shea, Max Barroy, Simon Rutter, Evan Windsor, Josh English, Mustang, Caleb Springer, Grace Fallowfield, Derek Kisman, Logan Neidert, Donald Jimenez, Wes Tanton, Jay Fode, Andreas Meyer, Nirvanis and P7, and Marcel Kramer. Well done to all of you. Fantastic work. For anybody who was hoping their name would be read out today and it hasn't been, bear in mind that you have to highlight the question as well as the answer in the solution. That is part of the puzzle hunt, and all of those people we read out have managed to do that. So very hearty congratulations to them. And thank you for following us on Patreon also to all of those and anybody else who does. If you don't already, do think about joining, and you can try that Hitchhiker Sudoku Hunt. Well worth a go, certainly according to what everybody's been saying. Now, also, of course, thanks to the guys on Discord. There have been a couple especially who have been helping people through that. So Targ and Toscrunch, your efforts are much appreciated, not just by the successful solvers, but also by us. Thank you. Also, the apps are all available on links under the in the description field under the video, as are links to Discord and Patreon. So do bear that in mind. Also there, the link to this puzzle, Sandwich Capsules by Rocky Rower. Now, Simon normally does Rocky's puzzles, but I get to do this one today, and that almost certainly promises an intriguing mathematical variant, because Rocky is a math teacher of note, and his puzzles often build that into them. And I mean, this is just a fascinating rule set. We're familiar, I hope, with Sandwich Sudoku, in which clues outside the grid tell you the sum of the digits between the 1 and the 9 in the relevant row or column. Well, in this puzzle, those digits are inside the grid, and they're hidden in capsules. So in row 1, for instance, whatever number appears as a 2-digit number in this capsule, say it was 15, then in this row, the digits between the 1 and the 9 would add up to 15. And that applies for every row where there's a capsule, a horizontal capsule, and for every column where there's a vertical capsule. And there are 3 single-digit sandwich clues in these circle capsules, and we have to work out whether they apply to the row or the column they're in. So those are the rules, normal Sudoku rules, nothing else, no given digits. It's incredible that this is a puzzle that solves uniquely, but it's Rocky Rower, so it does. Do give it a go on the link under the video. I'm going to try it now. Let's get cracking. Let's start with the middle box, I reckon. Every cell in that is in a capsule. So, yeah, so in Sandwich Sudoku, the sandwich numbers can never be higher than 35, because if you put 1 and 9 at the end of a row or column, the digits between them will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they add up to 35. Ah, yes, and you can never take 1 off that, because you'd have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1, and 1 is part of the crusts of the sandwich, not the filling. So that's 34 is not a valid total. And what that means is that in this box, where the tens digits must always be 1, 2, and 3, one of them must begin with 30, and it can't be 31, 2, or 3, because those digits have been used up. It can't be 34, because that doesn't exist as a relevant sandwich sum. So one of them will have 35 as a sum, but I have no way of knowing which one it will be. Nine 9 can never be in a units digit here for a fabulous reason. And the reason is, obviously 39 is not possible. We've worked out 35 as the highest sandwich sum. 29, if you put 29 in here, for instance, well, the thing about 29 is its sandwich crusts can never be in the central 3 digits. 29 must have a sandwich of at least 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 is 26, so at least 5 digits. And that must always include the 3 digits in the central box. So, or in the center 3 digits. So whether your 5 was here or here, it would always include those 3. So the 9 would never be part of the central box because that would be a crust appearing in the wrong place. So 29 is not an option for any of these numbers, nor is 19 for the much simpler reason that 1 and 9 would appear together and the sandwich clue ought to be 0 rather than 19 in that row or column. So 9 must be in one of the individual circles. But we don't know which one or which orientation it would have. 9's not a hard number to put in an individual capsule clue because it could kind of point either way to a 2-cell sum or even a 3-cell sum. I've only just realized this. Sorry, I mean, I said part of the rules were that we had to work out what the orientation of the single cell capsules were, whether they were referring to the row or column. It's actually not that hard to do. It's a lovely chain. In this row, in row 4, the sandwich sum is clearly in this capsule because that's part of the rules. Therefore, it's different from what's in this cell. Therefore, this cell must apply to the column. And this cell must be different from this cell, which must therefore apply to its row. And that cell is different from this cell, which must therefore apply to its column. So we do actually know, without a great deal of intelligence, what the orientation of these is, but it doesn't help resolve what they are at all, does it? So somehow we're going to have to narrow down. Maybe we're going to have to work out which one of these is the 35. If 35 was there, you'd have 1 and 9 here. If 35 was here, you'd have the 1 and 9 at the ends of the row. This would be 2, this would be 1, and that is not possible because this total would be 20-something with a 1 here. Right, let me just show you what that would look like. 20-something with a 1 here would look like this. And now, obviously, the 20 sum between the 1 and the 9 can't go north of that 1. It would have to go south. But never mind what this digit is. In a sort of algebraic equation of that total minus that digit, you're always left with 20. And that means these 3 cells would have to add to 20. Well, these 2 cells can't add to 18, even in normal Sudoku, let alone not allowing them to include a 9. That's not possible. So this arrangement cannot happen, and that means this can't be 35. So we can take the 3 out of there. Now, can we do the same sort of thing here? 35 here would put 1 and 9 there, 2 here. But no, it doesn't do the same sort of thing. Okay, so let's have a think about this one. Oh, this is very interesting, actually. Look, if this... Yes, I think this is going to fail the same way if this was 2. This total would be 20-something. And these would be 3 and 1. Now, that couldn't be this being 35, because that would require 1 and 9 here, but also 1 here in the central box, which is impossible. So 35 would be here. This would become a 1, and this fails exactly the same way that we failed with the 20-something the other way. If you have a 1 here, and a 20-something here, where are you going to put the sum of 20-something? Again, 20-something minus something means these three cells are 20, and those can't add up to 18, so that doesn't work either. So this cannot be a 2, this must be the 1. This isn't the 5. The 5 goes with the 3 to make a 35, which either has 1 and 9 there, or if it's vertical, 1 and 9 there. Ah, and I can't see the problem with that. That's maddening. But we've got a digit. What can we do with this 1? Ooh, what's this going to be? A single cell? I suppose if it was a 4, we'd know that would be a 9, and it could easily be a 9 if that was 6, 7, or 8, but I don't think that we know that. How about this? Has to be 4, 6, 7, or 8. Hang on one second. Right, sorry about that. Emergency averted. Now, where were we? 14, 16, 17, or 18 here. It's very hard. I mean, no, that's quite interesting. That means the 9 must be on one end of this row, doesn't it? 14 could only be done in 2 cells with an 8 and a 6. And if that was a 4, there's no way of that being 8 and 6 either side of this 1. 16 would always need 3 cells. So would 17 and 18. So 19, I'm going to pencil mark it here. It's got to be on one end. Actually, let's go to the normal sandwich colouring scheme of red for crusts and green for cells that can't be 1 or 9. So we've got at least these done already. Actually, this might clarify things considerably. Now, if that was 20-something with a 3 here, it wouldn't tell us much about where the 1 and 9 go, I don't think. Now, this can't be the 9, because this is a vertical clue, and if 1 is there and 9 was here, it would be 0, so that's not the 9. 9 is in one of these 2 cells. If that was 35, we'd have 1 and 9 on the ends here, and 9 down here for a horizontal clue. That is possible. Right, but 9 is in one of these cells. What is that telling us? Those 2 cells could add up to 9. Oh, if 9's in this cell, it's horizontal, isn't it? So then 1 would be in one of those 2 places. If this is 9, if this is 9, 1 would be at the top or the bottom. I just don't know. Interesting though. What else can we deduce here? 1. Floundering around here. When I last used like a blind man in a dark room looking for a black cat that isn't there and credited to Rowan Atkinson, a couple of people pointed out that Dave Allen had said it first, and that's true, but then I looked it up actually, and it's rather brilliantly by H.L. Mencken even before Dave Allen used it, which H.L. Mencken was a bit of a wit. Another of his sayings was, for every problem there is a solution that is simple, obvious, and completely wrong, and that probably applies to Sudoku as well. Anyway, sorry, diversion there. Let me try and find that black cat that isn't there. What can we do with these possible 9s? maybe they're not the key. They just feel, oh, this is a vertical one, isn't it? And it's got the 1 here. If this was a 4, we'd have the 9 there for definite. If it was 6, 7, or 8, no, not quite for definite. This one's horizontal. I feel like I'm clutching at something here. Maybe I should be looking at these other pills. This, for instance, it can't be 35, and it can't be 32 because the 1 and 9 couldn't enclose enough, and it can't be 31 because the outie would be the wrong score. So that's not a 3, that's a 1 or a 2. This is in the column with the 9. Can this be a 1? I just feel that we're right on the edge there. 9. If that was the 9 on the vertical, where does 1 go then? It would have to be either here or it could be there as well. But if that's not the 9, then it's a vertical clue of, well, 4, 6, 7, or 8. And then this is 9. Oh, well, that's getting quite interesting. Okay, can this be 9? With a 4, 5 there and a 1 there, yes. Or with a pair adding up to 9 here and a 1 there. So this can be. Can this be 9? Then it would need those 2 to add up to 9 and a 1 there, or these 2 to be 4, 5 with a 1 here. Now, if that's not 9, then that is... and if that's not 9 and that is... I suppose, yeah, these can't be 4, 5. Oh, in fact, those can't be 4, 5, because 5's confined over in one of these cells. This is confusing the heck out of me. Right. If that's a 9, this has to be where 1 is, because this can't be 2, 3, or 5. So those can't add up to 9. So 1 would be there if this is a 9. If this is the 9, now where would 1 be in the column then? If that's a 9, then this is the sandwich total. Has to be 4, 6, 7, or 8. The sandwich must go downwards, can't repeat the 4, 6, 7, or 8, and 1 ends up there. So extraordinarily, I think 1 ends up at one end of this column. I think that's right. And these cells have to be green because they can't be 1 or 9. This one can't be. It's as if shading green cells is an advance, which it's not really. If this was a 1, this would become a 2. This would be 20-something, but the 1 would be here. 20-something has to be at least 3 cells, so the 9 would have to be here as well. This can't be 29. That wouldn't be enough. No, that can't be the 1. This is the 1 in column 6. Good grief, that's mad. Right, so this is the 9. Those 2 add up to whatever's in this cell, which is therefore not 9. That's 6, 7 or 8. This is from, could be 2, 6. Anyway, with those are red. Let's do some colouring. When all else fails, colour the grid like a crazy man. Right, that is the total. So this can't go left, or you'd have to have a 1 here. So whatever that is, again can't be 4. That's 6, 7 or 8. It's adding 2 cells here, and 1 is over here. There's a 1 in these 3 cells now. And this, oh, that is for the vertical. Oh yes, there's a 1 in those 3 cells. So there's a 9 over here to make a 20 or 30 something total. I don't know where the 9 is. It's somewhere over there. And this is not 9. And we now, ooh, not 9 I said. We now know where 9 is in the central column, in the central row. It's here. So that is definitely knowledge gained. Now, what do we think this adds up to? 14, 16, 17 or 18. Now, if it was 14... Oh, well, hang on. Do we know that this isn't 35? No, it still could be. 1 there and 9 there. This could be 35 with... Oh, what about this total? Right, bingo. This is somewhere between 12 and 19. But that means that the green cells either side of this 1 must exist. In fact, it can't go this way, or that would have to be a 10. That's green as well. 9 is over here in one of these 2 cells. And that means this cell is green. This can't be 35, or that would have to be a 1 or a 9. So we now know, finally, where the 35 is in the central box. There it is, 2 there. That's 4, 6, 7 or 8, because these have to be 35 there. Yes, we get the 1 and the 9 on the ends. And they can be red. And these cells can have their pencil marks removed and go green. Those are green. Column 1's all green. And that is reminding me that this must now be a 2 at the top. We've got another red here, so all of column 9 apart from those is green. Suddenly the grid is taking on a lot of colour. Now 20 something at the top. 1, 3, 5. Oh, those 2 add up to whatever this is. Oh no, maybe 3 of them. Okay, I don't know whether there's a 9 in there. Come on, keep going now. We've done the 35 now. What about this? Okay, this is 24 or more. And it has a 9 down in one of these 2 cells. So 24, but 24 including 2 and 3. So at least 19 more. That's got to be 3 more cells. This is at least a 5-cell green string. So that one's green. 1 here is in one of the top 2. I don't think this can have a 1 here, can it? If that was 23 even, it would be those 3 cells with a 9 here. Could they add to 23? No. 8, 7 and 6 is only 21. That cannot be a 1. The 1 is here. That is red. 5 cells at least here, so that's green. The 9 goes here in a red cell. Now, how are we going to make these add up to 23? We need these 3 to add up to 18. 8, 6, 4 or 7, 6, 5. Bother, either of those. Oh, but maybe 28 has been ruled out. Yes, the most these can add up to 21. Well, sorry, the simpler way is adding these 4 up to 20. So these 2 have to add up to 15. They are 8 and 7. Gosh, that was a more straightforward way. And it doesn't really matter, as always, what the units digit is here. Now, in this row, these 2 plus 2 make 14. Yes, if they added up to 12, there'd be 7 and 5. 16, there'd have to be 8 and 6, which would clash with the 6. 17, they'd have to be 8 and 7. 18 is impossible. That is 14. Good grief. And this is a 7-5 pair. Now we are cooking. Right, 3, 6, 8 there. This has become a 6. That works fine. So 4 and 5 off the ends of the column. That one can go green as well. Those are green too. Now those can't be 6. So this is either 7 or 8. Oh, there's a 9 up here somewhere. Don't know where. Oh, what about this 20-something? That's, I don't know. It's a bit less certain when we don't know what the units digit is, and it will, we can't rule the units digit out because it's not in between the 1 and the 9. Oh, this, though, has to be a 2 in this. Ooh, what am I doing there? In this cell. Now, 23, 26, or 28. It's got to be, it's going to be included in the sum. So even if it's 23, there's 18 more. So again, it's a 5-cell clue. So that's green. Ooh, it doesn't tell me that much about it. 3, 6, 8, 2, 9, 1. Oh, we've got 4, 5, and 7 to go in here. Oh, and this pair adds up to 9. That's the across clue, isn't it? Yes, it is. That's 4, 5. Right. So 7 there. Oh, sorry, in the wrong mode all the time. 7 there, 8 there, 7 here. 7 is... We can't have a 9 here, so it's 5 and 2 makes 7. We get the 9 up there. We've got 3, 4, 6, and 8. There must be a 3 here. Oh, and we know this adds up to 8 now and doesn't include a 3. So it's 2 and 6. This is 7 and 5, 4 and 8 at the top. This is a 6 to complete the column. 3, 7, and 5 to go in there. Wow. Suddenly when it all starts coming, it's absolutely beautiful. Right. This is a 2, 3, 8 triple. This is a 4, 6 pair. Have I failed to use some clue recently? 35, 14, done that 9, done this 8, done this 7, done the 26. Okay, they're all done. So it's only these outer 4 or 5. Now, what's this? In between 8 and 5 is 13 if 9 was there. That can't be a 2. That's the smallest possible deduction. Maybe it's this or this. Oh, this now can't be 35, obviously. Or 30, anything else. That has to begin with a 1. So that's red for what that's worth. So one of these is a 1. Oh, and in this row, the 9, yeah, this is the total between, so 10 plus that. Oh, well, that can't be the same. Those two cells can't duplicate. So we must need another bit of the sandwich to come in this cell so that they don't have to be the same. Sorry, so that those two don't have to be the same. And that fixes where 9 is in the column. That fixes where 9 is down here. Now, these two have to add up to whatever's here, so that's 5 and 8 makes 13. We can do that. Nice bit of simple arithmetic. 8 there. This can't be a 3. 10 plus that equals this. Oh, this can't be higher than 7, and this can't, that makes this a 3, 4 pair. Yep, that's got to be right. That 4 fixes 6 and 4. We've got 5 and 6 to go on the end of that row. They can't have a 3 in. Now up at the top here, 20 something. Well, we've got to have 1. Oh, can it be 21? 10? Yeah, I don't know the answer to that actually. Oh, 10 plus 7 plus 4 would be 21, or 10 plus 6 plus 5. So if it was a 1, this would be a 5-cell sum. If it's not a 1, then this is a 1. 10, 15, this must always be green. Good grief. That's red, by the way. In fact, that means 9 is up here, just by Sudoku as much as anything else. Now, still don't quite know where the 1 is there. Now, what about this? Ah, this is 2 cells, so there's no 1 here, obviously, or that would be the full sum in the column. Right, so 1 is there. And this makes 20 something that goes in here. I don't know the answer to that. This column's 35 now. Can this be a 1? Yes, those could add up to that, or it could be a 2. No, it couldn't be a 2, because 1 would then have to be here, and these would have to add up to 20 something, and they can't. 19's the maximum, so that is a 1. These 4 add up to whatever this capsule says. Never mind about that. Let's make this the last 1. Can we fill in the last 9? There it is. They're red. I think I can make everything else in the puzzle green now to finish the colouring, and then get out of the colour mode so it won't mess me up again. So across the top, 10 plus these 2 have to add up to this. Right, so 179, what can it be? 21466973 it sees. That's either 5 or 8. So 10 plus 7 and 5 would be 22, that's no good. 5 and 8 would be 23, which would put a 6 here. Or 7 and 8 would make this a 5, which would put a 3 here. Well, they both look possible to me. Let's see what else we can find. So in this column, these add up to, this one is 2, 6 or 7. So they add up to 12, 16 or 17. Well, it's not 12. 16 or 17. 5, 7, 11. That would have to be another 5 at a minimum. I don't think it can be 16, can it? If it was 16, 4, 7 would be too much. No, actually it wouldn't. 4, 7, 2, 3. That would work okay with a 6 there. Oh, come on. Let's maybe just some regular Sudoku will get us in. 23, 10 and 5, 8. And that would be a 6. If that was 25, that would be 7, 8. So is that always 8? 23 needs 5, 8. 25 needs 7, 8. Yes. In fact, I can now suddenly see that from these possibilities in the top. That is... And why have I written a 6 as a possibility there? Let me figure that one out again. 23 would need these to be 5 and 8. 25 would need these to be 7 and 8. That would be a 7. If that was 23, 5, 8, 7. That's nonsense, right? 25 with 7, 8, and that being a 3. The 5 fixes the 6 and the 5 there. This has become a 5 as well. We've got a 2, 4, 6 triple and a 3, 8, 7 triple. Now that 5 has fixed this as a 7. That makes this a 6. Now this is a 2, 3 pair for sure. This becomes 8. Now we are cruising home surely at this point. This has become a 4. We've got a 7 naked single there and a 2. 2 goes in at the top. 4 and 5 are resolved. this is the last sum I think we have to do here. So that means that these 3 plus that add up to 20. Right, 12, 14, that's a 6. There we go. So there's nothing more to be got out of all the sums in the puzzle. I think they are done. That's a 6. This is a 5. I really think we are finishing off with a little bit of caution here. 7 and 6. 2 and 6. That's a 3. 2. What a puzzle. I mean, this is so clever to create this. 3, 8, 5 and 4 are resolved. That resolves 3 and 4. That gives us an 8 and a 2, and there's one pair left, 3 and 8, and I think that answers the criteria. What a brilliant puzzle. I mean, I hope you had a go at that. It's taken me quite a while. Lovely stuff. Thank you to Rocky Row for sending that in, and thank you as always for watching us on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.